This is Kerrigan and Company. Some banks focus on transactions. At Rockland Trust, we focus on people. Relationships come first because financial success isn't built in a single meeting or a single moment. It's built over time by listening and showing up, by being in your corner through every stage of life or business. Come bank where your relationship matters. Rockland Trust, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC. We're talking Paralympics and Pointer Sisters on this edition of Kerrigan and Company.
Kerrigan and Company is here for you. Yes, Kerrigan and Company is here for you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Kerrigan and Company. Great to have you along today. I am very excited about today's show for a number of reasons. First off, keeping me company today is someone that I haven't seen for such a long time, and I'm thrilled that we're getting a chance to catch up. I'm going to tell you who that is in just a second. Also, if you're like me at my house, we have been on the Olympics nonstop from the opening ceremonies to, I'm taping this on the Tuesday before the Olympics end, and we're dreading that they're going to come to an end at the end of the weekend. But there is a saving grace, and that's the fact that there's a second set of Olympics that will actually start in March, the Paralympics, and we're going to have a Paralympian joining us to talk more about that. And then finally, one of my early guests here on Kerrigan and Company was the one and only Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, and they are getting ready to celebrate a big milestone, and Ruth's going to join us to talk about that. But I must tell you who's keeping me company to be a part of all of this show today, and that is the one and only Lori Grande, Traffic on the Threes from WBZ 1030. It's good to see you.
It's nice to see you. It's nice to be here and to have those guests that we get to talk to today.
It's good stuff, right?
It is excellent. Did you do that just for me?
Well, you just took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
We saved all the good people for you.
Well,
I'm very anxious for you to meet. I have not met our Paralympian, but Ruth Pointer is really somebody special. I think you're going to really enjoy it.
And I have all of her songs floating around in my head. I just, he's so shy, and I'm so excited.
I was going to say, how many times do you think we're going to say, oh, I'm so excited? That one never gets old for Ruth. I feel confident. I really am excited to see you, though. It has been years. I was thinking about it, and you and I did an event up in Danvers at one point together.
Oh, that's right.
And I think, I don't know how long ago that's been, but it's been too long. That's
Absolutely. For sure. It's so nice to see you. And of course, I've seen you on your podcast, and a lot of my friends have been here, Carolyn Cruz and Drew Mulholland, and just so many of them. So it's nice to see. And Lauren Beckham Falcone. I love her. Of course,
she has also been here. You have been up since the crack of dawn, and I always have such an appreciation for people who do these kinds of things when you've been working like that. You are there on WBZ, of course. I mean, essentially, the voice of all of New England, and they're doing something that's so important for everyone. Everyone tunes in. You realize that to hear you.
Well,
the traffic, right?
I take that on, and I know it's an important place to be, and I'm very excited because, I'm the first woman that has done it on a regular basis in the mornings there, and I'm thrilled about it. And it's true. I know that I did news on BZ before, and I remember that everything you work towards is the three. Everything you do,
absolutely, you
have enough stories to get to the three. Everything is the three. And that makes me know that it is such a responsibility. It's such a huge responsibility. And I hate being in traffic. And I think that's why I do the shift I do. So I come in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's no traffic. And I'm leaving at about 11 o'clock, and there's no traffic. Right. And I feel for people who are sitting in traffic.
Right. You have sympathy for those people in between. Absolutely.
So I like to just tell them where the thing is so that they know they're going to, I know where it is. It's up at Route 3. Okay, I'll get past it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or avoid it in some way, shape, or form. I bet you get a lot of hassle, though, right? Because people like to kill the messenger.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. No, they like to kill the messenger if she doesn't mention whatever they're in because, you only have really a minute to, I also go up to the helicopter and Kristen Eck, and it's just for a minute you can mention all of the roads, all of the problems,
Right.
everything, and sometimes you may miss something. So
Sure.
and that's okay because we have the BZ phone force. They call in and let us know that something's still going on.
You bet. You bet. You spent years. Mornings you're not new to this. Mornings. You're a morning person now,
Yes, 100%. That's right.
Yeah. On the weekends, you do not sleep in, do you?
No, absolutely. If I sleep till 4, it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Absolutely. That's exactly right. But you spent all of those years over on a country station doing mornings here. Do you say the country station? Are you willing to do
Country
it?
102.5.
Okay, I just wanted to see. I wasn't sure if maybe you didn't say that.
No,
other station.
it was a dream job. It was wonderful, and I do think that because I can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I think that's helped me in my career as far as getting jobs, because not everybody wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Right.
So, through a lot of different stations, I ended up at the country station, and I ended up with my partner, John Willis, and it was a dream job because I was working with my best friend.
Yeah.
I loved him so much, and we would never let each other fall. We'd always help each other out, and I got to meet all these wonderful country artists, and I will admit that I was not a fan of country music when I started
This
there.
was my next question I was going to ask you.
No, and when people are like, you going to the country station or whatever, but I grew to love it.
Yeah.
I grew to love the older country, but also all the like poppy kind
Sure.
of, Kenny Chesney
Sure.
and Keith Urban, and I got to meet them all. And I would every single year they would send me to Nashville, and I'd go before the CMA Awards, interview them all, and it was a dream job. It was just amazing.
It's fantastic. Well, country music, and now I think what year would it have been that you started there?
It was early on. It was way before it had become poppy.
What it is,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I'm from the Midwest, so I think country music was on my radar maybe a little bit earlier, only because it sort of moved this direction,
That's
if
right,
you will.
yeah.
But I think it's just become so popular, and all the young people love it. My kids love it. So you were just right in the heart of all the great. It's so terrific.
I was lucky enough to be there during a time when, just like I got to meet Taylor Swift when she was 16. She was just coming into it,
my gosh.
And she was still so, like, she put her arm around me and she was unguarded.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
totally unguarded. And then later on in life, I would interview her and she got, like, Audrey Hepburn. I'd be like, she became this woman, who grew up in the business, and it was a lot more guarded, but needed to be so maybe,
Absolutely.
but always friendly. But my nieces got to meet her, and I think the best part about being at that station with all those great artists was I got to share it with my family, with my mother and father.
That is so great.
It was just so wonderful. That was the best part of it. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you've really had some incredible experiences related to radio. What brought you here to begin with? Radio. What brought you to radio?
Oh, my gosh. I feel so lucky, and I bet you can say the same thing, is that we found our raison d'etre. We found it early on, our passion. And so I was in college. It was my first year in college, and I was interning at a radio station with a girlfriend. She said, I'm going to, we were English majors, and so she said, I'm going to go do this internship in Boston. I said, that sounds good. So we went to HTT, which was in the top of the Prue, almost the top of the Prue. It's been a number of different stations now, but anyway, we would sit in the booth, and we would listen to the songs, and then people would call in and say, I'd like to hear, Lionel Richie. I'd like to hear,
Sure.
Whatever. And so then we'd bring it into the DJs, and we'd say, this is what people were listening to. And the thing is the whole atmosphere, everything about it, I said, I don't know how I'm going to be in this business, but I'm going to be in this business.
I'm going to figure this out.
And that was it. And that was it from then on. That was my passion, and I would work, 6 to 7 days a week or whatever. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that I got to do it. Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of changes in radio.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
yes,
so
yes.
many changes.
Yeah.
I love that you were just saying that people called in. Of course, there's really no call in now, unless you're on a talk station that takes calls. But when it comes to playing music, or certainly where you are now with news, there's just no call in. That connection to the audience has gone away, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I think that since I got in it, the minute I got in it, it was shrinking. It was shrinking. And and when I was in it, everybody was, privately owned, so all the stations. And at one point I was working at ZOU, and they were the competition to KISS 108. And the boss came over and said, well, we're buying you. This was the first duopoly. And I thought, things are going to change.
Yeah.
Things are going to change. And now you have, wonderful places like I work at iHeart with several stations. We're all together there, and it's a very interesting change. But you're right. It's not much of a connection as much. Yeah.
Right. Lori, you're so right. I mean, I do remember when I first got into just broadcasting as a whole, no one owned two stations. In fact, I think it was against the law. I don't think you could for competitive purposes. And now, gosh, they own these whole conglomerates. It's just these huge groups of stations, which has made it very different. So if something
happened to you at your station, you would have 26 other stations, or in TV, maybe less, but still all these other stations. But then if you did something wrong, then all these three different owners in the market would know. And so I try.
Lori, I'm so glad you're here. We do this thing called the Fast Five.
Okay.
So it's just rapid fire questions, and I would love to lay a few of these on you. How do you feel about that? We'd like you to answer it in 30 seconds if you can.
Okay.
Meaning all five. Of course, I have to try to get all five of them out in time.
All right.
And by the way, our Fast Five is brought to us by Rockland Trust, where each relationship matters. You can visit a branch of Rockland Trust, or you can go to rocklandtrust.com.
That, by the way, is my dad's bank.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, make him proud here now, okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You just said you met so many country artists. Can you tell me which one was your favorite?
Okay, I would say that Blake Shelton was my favorite because I'm a huggy person, and when you're interviewing, you can't just go and hug people. It's frowned upon. But with him, he would come over and give you a big bear hug, and he was like that to everybody. He was just so great. So,
and he's also a big bear. He's a big man. What sport played during the Winter Olympics do you think you'd be good at?
Luge. No, of course I would be. Everyone thinks they'd be good at curling because nobody understands what goes into it. So I can sweep. Yeah.
There you go. Other than the Pointer sisters, can you name another famous trio?
TLC.
Very good. What song did you dance to with your husband Doug when you guys got married?
Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?
That's fantastic. What's your favorite sandwich?
Ham and cheese.
Oh, very good. You could answer that. Very good.
Now, I did have a couple of questions for you.
Oh, you did? Oh, my. So we're going to turn and is this brought to you by Lori Grande?
Yes, it is. And Rockland Trust. Okay. Okay. What was high school like for you?
It was very fun, but my dad was transferred in the middle of high school, so it was a bit disruptive.
Oh, my God. Okay. What is the one thing you need to do every day?
Go to the gym.
Oh, good for you. That's wonderful. What's your favorite drink to sip when socializing?
Wine, and I prefer a white.
Okay. And do you know how to use power tools?
I can use a power drill, but no one wants to be around when I do.
Okay. Excellent. Good job. Nice and fast, too.
Wow, you were good. Yeah, it was very good. Well, she gets extra points. I'm telling my producer right now. She's getting extra points.
Thank you so much. I have to say, I was a little... I was anticipating coming to see you, and I was excited about it, and so I did something I never should do last night, and I cut my bangs.
You did?
I cut my bangs, and you can see that
No,
look at this right here. They don't go they're no part of the rest of my hair. Just says, I'm like, she's got really good bangs.
So anyone who can't see this and is just listening, she has fabulous bangs. Her bangs look great. You did a very, very good job.
Thank you.
I have known those moments where I've said, okay, this is it. I can't get where I need to go, so I'm going to do it myself. And You take my word for it. You always think it looks worse than what it does. It looks
But it's
great.
never a good idea, right, to cut your bangs?
Well, it's never a good idea for any of us to cut our own hair, I don't think, really.
Yes.
And I think your hairdresser would even say
Yes,
she
she
doesn't
would.
cut her own hair. So, all right, I'm so excited. We've got much more to talk about.
Yes.
And we will. But we want to get on with our show because we have some really great guests joining us,
Yes.
right? You guys been watching the Olympics?
Oh my God, yes,
I know.
absolutely.
Isn't it so fun?
It's death-defying feats.
It is.
It's
It is.
amazing. The ski jumps. It's just.
The Winter Olympics to me are just, you're right, the Winter Olympics are much more challenging, it feels like to me. I love the Summer Olympics because I love track and field. But, you know, you're getting a lot of that kind of feel like with the skating, like the speed skating and that kind of stuff. But boy, is the pressure high for these.
Unbelievable. The top of the top of their, it's what they've striven for. Is that the word?
That's
striven?
it. All their lives.
Yes.
All their lives they've trained for this. And these just brief moments, you know. So it's a lot of pressure. We're going to talk to an Olympian, a Paralympian. He's a bronze medal winner, but he's been to the Olympics twice. And we're going to chat with him when we come back. Stay with us, everybody. This is Kerrigan and Company. Banking shouldn't feel transactional. It should feel personal. At Rockland Trust Bank, we take the time to get to know what matters for your business so we can support what comes next, not just today, but for years to come. Because when you have a banker who knows your business, understands your goals, and sees your vision, that partner can make all the difference. Come bank where your relationship matters. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Go to rocklandtrust.com for more information. Member FDIC. Do you need to buy new technology? Let AGI Beacon help you buy better tech for less. The team at AGI Beacon understands technology from the inside out. AGI Beacon provides expert guidance to help businesses navigate complex technology decisions with clarity. With AI transforming business operations at an unprecedented pace, having the right advisory partner is no longer an option. Go to agibeacon.com today to learn how they can help you with all your technology needs. That's agibeacon.com. This segment of Kerrigan and Company is brought to you by Allure Matchmaking. Your forever after is waiting for you. Find them through Allure Matchmaking. Go to allurematchmaking.com today. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company. And, of course, keeping me company today is Lori Grande from WBZ Radio 1030. We're having a good time.
I'm thrilled to be here.
I got to tell you, I can't believe you turned the tables on me for the Fast Five.
Yeah, but you know what? You just like went right into it, so I was appreciating it.
Well, I want you to know something. That was really fake on my part. My armpits were sweating because I don't usually get it turned on me. And suddenly I realized, wow, this is a lot harder for people than they
I know,
think.
just come right back. Yeah, I know.
So thank you for bringing putting my feet back on the ground. I'm really looking forward to our next guest and having a chat here. We have said prior to the break, you know, that everybody's been watching the Olympics. I mean, It's just been great. And the Olympics come to an end and you feel very depressed, but give yourself 2 weeks and then there's another set of Olympics coming right out of Milan again.
Exactly.
And this is the Paralympics. So exciting time for those athletes as they get ready. And joining us here in the studio is a former Paralympian. Thank you. I need some help spitting it out. And he's also the president of Adaptive Sports New England. We are joined by Joe Walsh, and it's great to see you.
It's great to be here, Kim and Lori. Thanks very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Let's tell everybody about your Olympic experience. Not once, by the way, but twice.
That's right. So I was on the cross-country ski team, a member of the U.S. cross-country ski team, to the 1988 and 1992 Paralympic Winter Games. That was a long time ago. I know most of your listeners won't remember those dates. But in 1988 was in Innsbruck, Austria, and it was actually the last time that the Olympic and Paralympic Games were split. The last games that they weren't in the same location.
Yes.
And then I was also on the team in 1992, which was in Albertville, France, in the village of Tignes, which is just above the city of Albertville. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How amazing is that? I mean, I know that everybody must ask you, but I've never met you before. So, I mean, what was it like to reach the pinnacle of, of everything that you had strove for your whole life.
Yeah, well, I was pretty young still back then, so I had pushed towards it for a while and put a lot of effort into it, and it is pretty special. It's a real privilege to be able to have the opportunity to focus so completely on one objective and really pursue that and have a lot of support behind you, and to make that happen, it's really cool, and then to be able to go out there and actually deliver on it and make it happen and have that be the experience is really fun.
It seems to me that when I speak to Olympians, they all say the same thing, representing the country. It's one thing to maybe be an athlete who's wearing your school or you're wearing your town, but to be wearing USA is a really big deal.
It is a really big deal.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's a real privilege, right? You feel like, wow, how did I get here? How did I have the opportunity to do this?
Yeah.
That's real crazy.
Absolutely.
And then you carry that with you throughout the rest of your life, the fact that you have been there and you did do that, and then you have transferred it to the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's true. And the Olympians and Paralympians have such a great opportunity to bring that to whoever they are and the rest of their life, whatever it is. I actually had the real privilege and the opportunity to play a role within the Olympic and Paralympic movement after my time as an athlete, and that was that has been just a super experience for me, and just a wonderful devotion that I'm able to put back towards that. Yeah.
So a lot of that you have done through Adaptive Sports. So let's talk a little bit about that organization. It's a nonprofit. You are the president. Tell us about that organization.
So Adaptive Sports New England it's a nonprofit, as you say, local, based here in Boston. I started it. I'm the founder and the president. I started it in 2013. I had spent some time working for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee and working at the highest level of competition. And what we realized was, we just don't have enough kids playing Paralympic style sports in the U.S. Across the board, and so what can we do to change that? So when I was done with my work there in Colorado Springs for the Olympic Committee, I came back and said, look, let's see if we can figure this out here in Boston, get some more kids playing more sports more often, so that they can have the opportunity to get better, and not everyone's going to be a Paralympian, right? That's not the plan, but make sure that there's the on-ramp there and that kids can dream about that. So we've worked on that for 12 years now. It's been really a fun thing. It's a great opportunity.
With all the stories that come out about, social media, and it's tough to be a kid, and sports is such a way to build that self-esteem, and you're giving them that.
Yeah, and we, across the board, that's right. That's an opportunity it gives you. We had a kid at the very end of practice a couple of weeks ago, just a 13-year-old in a wheelchair, playing wheelchair basketball, launch a beyond half-court shot at the buzzer, right? The coach was counting down 3, 2, 1, and he launches it, and it went in. And the whole place erupted. It was just everybody left smiling and patting each other on the back and attaboy and whatever, and just sort of that sensation of accomplishment, even if it's that random, of making that half-court shot, which nobody can ever do again, right?
Right.
It's kind of random and a lot of luck, but he got it there, and that was really, really cool.
Talk to us about your athletes. So all of them have some kind of handicap. What are some of the issues that they're facing, some of the challenges?
So Paralympics, we built Adaptive Sports New England around Paralympic sport.
Right.
So Paralympic sport predominantly focuses on individuals who either have a physical disability, a mobility type issue, or a vision impairment. So really two big groups of athletes. And within the group of athletes who have physical impairments, some of them are wheelchair users, some of them walk, some of them have an amputation, some of them have cerebral palsy. So there's a pretty wide range. And then for the individuals who have, the athletes who have vision impairment, you have somebody like me with pretty substantial vision. I'm still blind, but I have substantial navigation vision. And then athletes who have no vision at all, right? So there's a range in all that. So the trick with our sort of adaptive sports New England, not the Paralympic competition, but the adaptive sports approach, is to think about what is going to work for this kid. What's this kid interested in? Do they want to play a team sport, or do they want to go for individual achievement like a swimming or a track, or do they want to make sure they're on a team like a basketball or a beach baseball? And what's going to work for them, and how can we adapt the game, the opportunity, the way that they play, so that they can participate, amongst kids who are like them, like our wheelchair basketball practice that we do on Sundays, or amongst their peers who don't have disabilities. So building up their strength so that they can play soccer with their buddies, even if they have an amputation or they have a cerebral palsy. Our best, our you talk about the sort of the self-esteem and the way that all works, Lori. It's one of our big accomplishments is integration with the MIAA, the High School Athletic Association, on track and field and swimming, where kids who are Paralympic eligible, who have these types of disabilities, can participate on their high school swimming team and their high school track team and work their way up through the state championships. And the MIAA has sort of set that up so that those opportunities are there. And that just gives the kid the opportunity to be a part of the track team. You bet. He can go out and do a workout every day after school with the rest of his buddies.
That's so great.
It's inclusion, it's joy, it's just wonderful.
And the esteem, the wearing the shirt that says, well,
that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So, as I said, that's it. That's just such a big part of it. You guys are actually getting involved even beyond the high school. You've got some really fun stuff going on with the NFL, my understanding.
We do. One of the organizations that sort of organizes adaptive sports nationally is this group called Move United. It's got 250-odd chapters around the country, and Move United has worked with the Bob Woodruff Foundation, which focuses on veterans issues, right, and the NFL with funding from the NFL Foundation, and set up the USA Wheelchair Football League. So that's a program for adults. It's an 18-year-old plus league, right? So it's not the kids programs, but it's adult leagues. But it's affiliated with the NFL. So we have a relationship with folks down in Foxborough. So we field the New England Patriots wheelchair football team, and it's part of the USA Wheelchair Football League. And we play the Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Chargers, and so it's a great setup. There's about, I think there's 14 or 15 teams in the league now. Almost all of whom have a direct NFL.
Do you have a Super Bowl?
We don't. We've played 3 seasons, and done really well. But we haven't yet made it to.
Okay, so Joe, how does that work? I'm trying to picture this. Are they playing in wheelchairs on a field? Function, because that's tough to get around.
Wow. It would be. You're right.
Yeah.
It's on a hard surface.
Okay.
So it's either out in a parking lot type setup with lines, or in a convention center, like over at the BCEC, that would be have lines down indoors in a big space like that. And they play 7-on-7.
7-on-7.
Which is a standard football construction, right? You work your way down the field, and it's a one-hand touch, which is actually a lot harder than you think it's going to be, right? Because you got to get inside and one-hand touch onto the body, right? You can't hit the arm or the chair or any of that. So you got to get in pretty close, so the contact is real.
I bet.
a lot of bodies spread out across the field. They wear helmets for protection.
Good.
But that's the only padding that they wear. But it's 7-on-7, and they
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's great. Very fun.
Yeah,
really a cool thing.
You need a really good quarterback.
I bet.
We have one. John Grace he's a Marine veteran, amputee, who plays with us. He's a great guy and a good leader on and off the field, but he's one of our superstars.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the Paralympics coming up in March. What do you anticipate? What should we all be looking for? Do you know some of these Paralympians, and who should we all be watching?
Yeah, I don't know as many as I used to. Right? When I was working for the Olympic and Paralympic Committee, I knew the whole list.
Sure, I bet.
I was filling out their entries. You know, so that was a big deal. That was a real, like I said, a real privilege to do that. But we have some great local folks who are doing that. I mean, we got. In sled hockey, the folks at University of New Hampshire, Northeast Passage is the adaptive sports program that's run out of the University of New Hampshire, and they've got a fantastic sled hockey program. And they have for years and years. I think since the beginning of time, they've had somebody on the Paralympic team. And this year, I think there's 4 players. Dave Eustace from Stoneham, who's been there before, but local boy made good, and Griffin Lamar from Haverhill. So those 2 guys have been on the team before. They play week in and week out with Northeast Passage, but they're on the national team.
Great.
There's 2 other guys who have come in, Noah Grove and Evan Nichols, who are from out of state, Virginia and New Jersey, I think, but who come and go to University of New Hampshire as students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And play
Right.
for Northeast Passage, right?
Awesome.
Nice.
So there's a couple of hockey players. We got 4 hockey players that are local. Dan Knosson, who is a former Navy SEAL who got injured in combat. He's a cross-country skier and competes sitting down in a sit ski, and he's a multiple gold medalist, as you might imagine from somebody with that kind of background.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
right.
And in cross-country skiing, but he lives locally here in Greater Boston, and he's been on the team since Sochi 2014.
Wow,
Somebody
this
to
is his
watch.
this is his last games. But and then there's a couple of curlers. There's Sean O'Neill from Hyannis, who's going to be in the doubles curling, and Steve Ent from Connecticut, who's going to be on the team curling, and then Lori Stevens is perennial. She's been on the team since I was working with the team in Torino in 2006. She's from Wenham. She's an alpine skier.
Wow.
Again, a multiple medalist, and
Wow.
Andrew Hurley from Connecticut. So a bunch of another half a dozen New Englanders in addition to the sled hockey players.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We do a great job here in New England of
We
producing these Winter Olympians. There's absolutely no two ways
do,
about that.
And I want to make clear that we didn't have anything to do with any of these. They're all on their own with these other great adaptive sport organizations like Northeast Passage. From around New England, but we're really backing them.
Terrific.
We'll be using our social media, our AdaptiveSportsNewEngland.com and or .org to get them promoted, and our Facebook and Instagram and whatever.
Great.
So,
We'll be watching.
We absolutely will. We want to remind everybody, it's Adaptive Sports New England. And if there's anybody who's listening and maybe you know somebody who'd like to get involved in sports like this, a young person, how do they go about getting hold of you guys?
Yeah, well, we Google pretty well at
Yeah.
Adaptive Sports New England.
Good.
We generally come up pretty high on the list there, but it's AdaptiveSportsNE.org.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. Terrific.
For NewEngland.org.
It has been lovely meeting you. You brought your medal. You
This
must
is exciting.
show it before
I
we.
did. It doesn't get out very much. It mostly lives in the sock drawer. But I've got a bronze medal here from
Oh my
the
God.
The Innsbruck Games.
Oh my God.
1988. Yeah.
This is the best jewelry you could ever
No
have.
kidding.
My God.
Right, exactly. I'd be one of those people who everywhere I went, I'd wear it. And I'd say,
know.
oh, this old thing? What?
I didn't even know I had it on.
Right, I didn't even notice I had it on.
Yeah, well,
It's
it
great,
doesn't get much
Joe.
playtime, but thank you for showing it
so
up.
Absolutely.
Thank you
It's
for
terrific. I'm going to hold
bringing
it up
it.
so that everybody,
Yeah.
so we can see that, because we can zoom in on that when we're, that's terrific.
That is so
Congratulations.
awesome.
Oh,
Thank you
thanks.
so much for being a part of the show today.
Oh, well, it's a
Really
pleasure to be
appreciate
here.
having
This
you
is
here.
just great and good fun.
Yeah. Lori's stealing
wait,
your
wait,
medal.
Anyway, it's coming home. I didn't see very well, but
Darn it.
Terrific. That's great. Hey, we want to remind everybody, too, we've been talking about the Winter Olympics here. And as we said, we have so many great Olympians from right here. And just a couple of weeks ago here on Kerrigan and Company, we talked to folks at the Skating Club of Boston. And, of course, they have made quite the showing for us there at the Olympics. Max
last night.
Max Noamov, and then Emily and Spencer. They, of course, are a duo. And they're going to be putting on a show down in Norwood, February 28th and March 1st. So just a quick reminder, and if you have some interest in that, tickets are going to be available at, icechips.org. That ought to be easy enough to remember.
Yes.
Icechips.org. Coming up February 28th and March the 1st. We're going to take a break, everybody. Joe, thanks again. Thanks so much for being here. You bet. Good to see you.
Joe.
Great to meet you. Stay with us, everybody. This is Kerrigan and Company. Boston is full of smart, driven professionals whose lives are full, but their love lives, well, not so much. That's where Allure Matchmaking comes in. Led by Jill Vander, Boston's most respected matchmaker with more than 25 plus years of experience, Allure eliminates the noise of dating apps and replaces it with discretion, dignity, and high-quality introductions. Every match is thoughtfully vetted and personally selected. No public profiles, no endless swiping, and no guessing games. If you're ready to stop wasting time and level up your dating life, contact AllureMatchmaking.com today.
If you like rum, you're going to love Rumson's Rum, New England's most award-winning rum brand. Rumson creates distinctive and savory flavor profiles by hand-selecting and marrying the finest barrel-aged Caribbean rums. The spirits are then blended and finished in the New England Rum House. Choose from Rumson's Gold, Spiced, Grand Reserve, or Coffee Rum. Find Rumson's at liquor stores or ask for it at your favorite restaurant. Learn more at rumsons.com. That's rumsons.com. Rumsons. Life lived. Life enjoyed.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company. Great to have you along. Lori Grande keeping me company from WBZ News Radio. It's been great fun to have you here. And I hesitate to say it, but okay. I'm so excited about my next guest.
Oh.
I know I know she's just like, really?
I know.
Come on, stop.
Well, that's why we wrote that song.
I was lucky enough to have her right here in the studio the first time she was on the show back in, I think it was May of 24. It's great to have Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters with us, joining us. Ruth, so good to see you. You look great like always.
What a little makeup can do, girl.
Oh, my God. You look fabulous. Are you kidding?
Thank you.
And that smile. You're just so beautiful. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, thank you.
I was telling Lori that she and I have sort of the same syndrome. We are both women who are a little bit shorter. And when you were here, which I've told many people, you walked in and I looked up at you and said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's the story of my life. I've been 6 feet tall probably since I was 16 years old.
You know, my mother was very tall as well. And but when she was tall, she said it wasn't really great for her to be tall. So she would kind of hunch over, like she felt like it was not feminine or whatever. But as she got older, she really loved her height and then started wearing high heels on top of that and really, became a force like you are.
Yeah, I agree with her. I mean, when I was a teenager, no one ever asked me to dance. We had dances in those days, on the weekend. And no one ever, rarely, I won't say ever, but rarely the guys wanted to dance with me because I was so tall.
Same.
And even my brothers who are taller than me, if I put on high heels, I remember my brother saying to me at one point, my brothers, I had high heels on once, I remember, in church, in my dad's church, and we were just teenagers, and I turned and looked at him, and he said, how dare you look me in the eye?
That's awesome.
How dare you look me in the eye?
I hope it was at that moment you said, I'm wearing high heels from this point forward. Yeah. Well, listen, Ruth, I am so happy for you. Because there's something really cool going to happen a little bit later in the month. February the 27th, PBS is going to debut a really cool documentary about the Pointer Sisters. It's Pointer Sisters, so excited. Ruth, 50 years of the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah, that's why I'm not touring anymore.
No, well, you've given us so much over that 50 years. And I love the fact that, mothers and daughters and, different generations can enjoy that music together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wasn't ready to just quit, so it keeps me young, it keeps me moving, it keeps me excited, and something to look forward to. Even though now, like I said, we just do sort of sporadic dates, but I'm always excited to see my girls, my daughter, my granddaughter, the band. Some of those band members have been with me since June was with us, and we're like a family out there.
Of
And
course.
we really enjoy being around one another.
Yeah. For you, this has been such. I mean, it's full circle, right? Because you started with your sisters. This has always been a family affair.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
started with your sisters, and now you've had this great opportunity to bring it all full circle and be with your daughter and your granddaughter on stage. I mean, how do you, in your mind, tell me what's that all about? How does that feel?
It's crazy because I never even thought that would be the case at this point in my life. I mean, I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter Issa, on stage performing and
Right.
and
Sure.
recording and oh my God, yeah, she was born into this. And then of course my granddaughter is the product of my oldest daughter, Fawn. And Sadako is just amazing. She loves to dance. She always has. And so when, first of all, we pulled Issa in when June was ill, and then Issa got pregnant and had to lay out for a while. Then that's when I pulled in my granddaughter with me and Anita.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the two of them were terrified. Rightfully so. And they would tell me in a heartbeat, now, Nana, Mom, we cannot fill June's shoes. So I hope that's not what you're expecting. And it was rough going there for a while because I'm so used to my sisters being so damn perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, we were born in singing and really didn't require a lot of rehearsing because we grew up in my dad's church singing in the choir, so we knew what our parts were. We knew where our strength was. My daughter and my granddaughter had none of that training. And so me and Anita really had to practically teach them how to sing harmony as best they could, It was but then I don't expect them to be Anita, June, or Bonnie. And we just have a lot of fun and lean on each other. It's really, really something real exciting and different than anything that I thought I'd be doing, like I said.
I'll bet.
It looks like you're having a good time when you guys are performing together. It really does. You can see it and you can feel it. And, you have sparked so much joy with your music in so many people. And I know that you've been able to see through your audience and everybody that how excited they do get. I can't get the excited word up there, but all of your music. And to spark joy is like the best thing you can do in this world.
It is. And I mean, and my sisters and I, that's what we set out to do. I mean, when we got together and there was some writing that we did, and even the songs that we chose to record, we always wanted to choose something that was uplifting and something that was not a message. Why does it have to be some kind of political message all the time?
Right.
Or some kind of relationship that's doomed all the time. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to be happy and we wanted to be joyful and we wanted to give people a chance to experience that along with us when we were performing. And I think we pretty much accomplished that most of the time.
But Ruth, you over this course of 50 years, boy, the situation had to have changed pretty dramatically. When you and your sisters were out recording music and performing, there was a lot of pressure. That was incredible success quickly, a lot of pressure on you guys. When you're out there with your daughter and your granddaughter, does it feel extremely different than it did then? Does that make sense? And does that...
It feels different because me and my sisters, we were bonded from birth. Mm. And we grew up in the same household with my mom and dad and my brothers. in Oakland, California. And so we had a very special bond of being able to know one another in a different kind of way than my daughter and my granddaughter. I mean, there are times when my granddaughter or my daughter are feeling some kind of way, and I have to be very delicate with them, you know.
Sure.
My sisters were strong.
Yeah.
Not that my daughter and my granddaughter aren't strong, but I could say things to my sisters and they could say things to me, and we would just, you know, sort of shrug it off or tell each other where to go, where to shove it. But my daughter and my granddaughter, they get their feelings hurt. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. And I'm just like, really? Girl, you better get ready for a thick skin because this world ain't gonna be sorry for you.
Yeah. Where were you, in the
so
sisters?
That's kind of the difference. And it took me a while to even notice that about them in that different kind of way, because my sisters were just like defiant when it came to don't challenge them.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Lori was going to ask you where were you in the order? You're the oldest, right, Ruth?
I'm the oldest.
Yeah. So you could also run the roost. See, she was out there. She could, hey, get in line, young lady. Let's talk about.
I don't know. Like I said, each one of me and my sisters had our strengths. And I think we kind of knew each other well enough to where we knew where to shut it down.
Yeah. Because sisters know everything.
Even me, the oldest.
Yeah.
It was like, don't go there with her. Don't.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Talk about the special. Have you had a chance to see it?
I haven't seen the whole special, you know, with everything included, the interviews, the time they came to my house and all that. And I would like to.
Yeah.
But I remember the concert, and I remember feeling really good when we did that concert. I think it was June's birthday on that day. And I remember just feeling her presence with me on stage. And I just remember having a real good time that day. And I was glad that was the one that they recorded.
Oh, that's so great.
February 27th is when that PBS special is coming out, and we can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it either. I'm a big PBS fan, I must tell you. I've been trying for years to be on Finding Their Roots, but nah, ain't gonna happen. So I think I'll just give up on that.
Oh, we gotta get you on there, for goodness sakes. We gotta get you on there.
I think they've already told me that ain't happening. So. All right, okay, I'll stop badgering you guys.
So Ruth, we chatted a little bit before we got on the air here, and I was asking you about, you know, are you finished? Have you had enough? You know, it's been 50 years. Do you mind if I say how old you're going to be in March?
No, I don't mind at all, because I'm very proud. I'll be 80 years old.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I would never guess that in 250 years.
Yeah.
I want you to know, I'd never, ever guess that.
Well, listen, like I tell my audience, my knees and hips know exactly how old I am. Okay?
That's all that
Believe
gyrating
me.
all your life now.
Oh, honey, that's why that touring thing is not for the faint of heart, okay? And traveling is so different nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
When we used to travel, me and my sisters, you could take as many bags as you wanted. You didn't get charged for it. Drive right up to the curb with your whole family, could walk you on the plane.
Yeah.
Even.
Right.
Now, everything is so strategic because of 9/11, and I'm sure that's why, but you have to be, you know, specific about how you pack, what you pack, how much it weighs, and you know, it's just, and the terminals are like worlds, like malls. I mean, we're used to little small airports. You know, I remember when the Vegas airport was not even probably a block long.
Right.
And I mean, now you got to walk a mile to get to your gate, and maybe a moving walkway and an escalator, and oh my God, it's too much.
It is a lot, definitely.
It is a lot. There's no doing
And
about
the
it.
seats aren't any bigger than the seats are smaller on the plane.
I know. We were just talking about, before we were talking to you, how much we like traveling on the train to New York. We like taking.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah, the Excella.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best, right? You can relax.
It's the best. that's the only way I ever go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I hear what you're saying. So what she's saying is tour is a dirty word. She's not doing it. But that doesn't mean we can't see you on stage. So people have to just keep an eye out because you do. Now, any chance in 26 you're going to be anywhere as of now close to us here in Massachusetts?
So far, I don't see anything on my itinerary for this year other than, the first thing we have coming up in June is Boca Raton.
Okay.
And that's as close as I think I'm going to get to Massachusetts for now. But like I said, things come up sporadically for my schedule, nowadays, as opposed to a tour.
Yeah, which is great. That's great.
Yeah.
And we want to remind everybody, you live here in Massachusetts, so
I sure do, and I have now for 30 years.
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
That
was so amazing to me, and knowing that you're so close to us. And what are you happy with that life change you made at that time?
I love my life. And I love New England. I always have. The first time I came here with my sisters, probably in the 70s, I was like, wow, this is a beautiful place with all this history and all this. And of course, Newberry Street is like one of my all-time faves. And I just, I like the flavor of education and medicine and all the studies. I grew up in California, and it's just so laid back that I feel like sometimes like I missed something, because people here really, really, really don't mind like the weather changes. And in California, where I lived in Malibu, if it got to be 50 degrees, we were freezing.
Well, it was a good reason to get out a fur coat.
Right.
It's true that.
So my life changed a lot, but I embraced the change. My husband's a native of Milford, Massachusetts, and that's how we ended up meeting. Well, he was living in Malibu at the time. But I like the change because I like different types of lifestyles. I've always loved wearing jackets and coats and boots and scarves and stuff like that, which I rarely got to wear when I lived in California.
Right.
So, hey, I'm okay with it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, we're glad that you're a Bay Stater. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
And we are, and I'm going to do it again, we are so excited about the upcoming PBS special. It's the Pointer Sisters. So excited. It'll begin airing on February the 27th. And what you have to do is just check local listings. I believe it is going to air right here on WGBH on the 27th. I checked to see. I'm not exactly sure of the time, but I'm sure it's going to run many times.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's me too, Ruth. I looked it up, and it's definitely going to air that day. I'm just not sure of the time, so people are just going to have to check as we get a little closer to the 27th.
Okay.
And if you're okay, I'll just come to Hopedale and we can watch it with you, if that's all right.
You are welcome, darling. There's
Wonderful.
plenty of room.
You got to have a big, huge watch party. That is fun.
Yeah.
Ruth Pointer, so great to have you, hon. Thank you again. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having me.
You bet.
Happy almost birthday, Pisces.
Yeah.
No, huh? You too.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Ruth Pointer. All right. Thanks very much. And everybody, Lori Grande is with me. Stay with me. This is Kerrigan and Company. Love is in the air at Sienna Aesthetics Medical Spa in Beverly. For the month of February, the folks at Sienna are loving their customers by offering 10% off of services and products. And when you combine the two, you get 15% off. And don't forget, the spa is now offering brow lamination and henna tinting, as well as micro shading and lash extensions. Make an appointment with Jen for any of these fabulous services and get 10% off in February. Remember, Sienna Aesthetics Spa, where love is in the air. Go to siennaaesthetics.com. This segment of Kerrigan & Company is brought to you by Sienna Aesthetics Medical Spa. Take years off your face with the very latest technologies at Sienna Aesthetics in Beverly. Well, this is the time of the show that we wrap things up, and boy, has this been a fun one. Lori Grande from WBZ keeping me company today. This has been so fun. How about Ruth Pointer?
Unbelievable. I mean, what an amazing woman, an icon, really.
She is an icon. That's the truth. That's what, I mean, when PBS starts doing specials about you, you're an icon. Right?
Yes, and I said, the music that they came out with it's just joyful music, and I just love that. Just makes you want to grab your girlfriend and get up there on the dance floor. And
absolutely. Yeah. And I'll tell you, and you and I were talking about this off the air, but Ruth, joined us one other time. She was here in the studio, and at that point, we had an opportunity to talk to her just a little bit more about the Pointer sisters. We wanted to talk to her about the special and just now.
Yeah.
But about her sisters, she's very emotional about her sisters.
You could tell even now she just starts to talk about June, and she gets a little teary. Yeah.
She certainly does. That was an amazing time. I think it's amazing that she says, my sisters, we could do anything, say anything, whatever, with my daughter and my granddaughter.
It's a different situation. I have to
walk
on eggshells. Well, I know the sister relationship can be,
they accept you, and certainly it seems like for them. And I don't know if you know this, but they were nominated for a Grammy for a country song.
That's right. And I wish I had thought to ask her about that. That they performed at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I've been there, and it's like a church there.
Yes.
It's just like a church. It's so amazing. And they were the first black female group.
They were brought through the kitchen. She told this story when she was here.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
It's quite a story.
Wow.
And they performed there, and then were nominated for that Grammy.
Isn't that something?
But it's so interesting because, as we all know, country at that stage of the game didn't sound like country sounds now.
No,
and they don't sound like that kind of country to me.
Exactly.
But I think they recognized early on, that maybe that wasn't the path, but it was the path they knew because Dad was a fan.
Right.
And,
so they did gospel. They did everything. Right.
So it's a great story. You reminded me that it's National Random Acts of Kindness Day today.
Yes, exactly.
And we're recording this on the 17th of February. Any day, by the way, can be random acts of kindness. So when you're listening to this, it doesn't have to be today. But is that something that's special to you? Is that something that's important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I just feel like the whole thing about it is when you do something nice for somebody else, it makes you feel good. You get it back, which almost is like, I don't know, narcissistic or whatever. But you make them feel good. You feel like you're not alone in the world. You smile at a stranger, and just a little something can make their day, maybe change the course of their day.
Absolutely. Lori brought me gifts when she came today as an act of kindness, and it has changed the course of my day. So I very much appreciate that more than I can say. I so appreciate it. We had the great chance to talk about your radio career, which has been fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's hard to stay in broadcasting for as long and as successfully as you have.
I can't believe it.
Well, it's you can believe it. It comes with talent and a lot of hard work. You are also someone who has divulged a lot about your personal life. I remember when you lost your mother. And you were very open about what a difficult time that was for you.
I went crazy.
And, it was, you had a very difficult time. And I have to tell you that you made yourself very relatable to other people, and you walked on social media, you walked through your experience that I know a lot of people have experienced or were experiencing at the same time. And that's not an easy thing to do. As a public person, sometimes you just want to hide in a corner and not share things. And so I really, that's something I have never forgotten.
Well,
I watched that.
I appreciate that.
And I never forgot that.
And it was, but I always felt like when I would, that's why I felt when we got fired, my partner and I, we had been together for 14 years, and all you do is try to connect with your listeners, try to, get to know them, be friends. In fact, I had several of my listeners at my wedding because they became our friends, know. But when they just dropped us like that, I have to say, I felt worse for the listeners. Like, I'm like, people were like, what happened? What the heck? What's going on? Like, we've been listening to you for 14 years. And
We've
then
built a
you're just,
relationship with you.
But that's radio. That can happen in radio. Anyway, the nice thing is I was able to stay friends with a lot of people like that, which was really great. So why not be honest with them, about me?
Yeah. Well, you have been very honest with people, and I hope that's been cathartic for you as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because then you get back their love, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And back in 2014, you divulged that you were diagnosed with MS.
Yes. I have to say that day, so what happened is I was doing things with the MS Society. I was doing this fashion show where all the women in the all the women had MS that were the models, right? So when I told the person I was working for at the time, I said, "Oh, I'm going to be, emceeing this wonderful event." And he said, "Oh, can any of the models walk?" And I thought, I could never tell him that I have MS,
Right.
because, and I understand that when people hear MS, they don't always know. Does that mean that they're, they can walk or whatever? But I thought, as being a woman in radio, that I could not ever say that I had MS because that would be seen as a liability. Okay, so anyway, I told one person at the station. I said, if something happens, if I fall, if whatever, you have to know that this is what's going on. But then Jessica Heslem from the Herald came to me, and we talked about it, and she wrote about it in the Herald. And it was the most wonderful thing,
Right.
to be able to tell everybody,
Right.
and to say, this is what's going on, and it's okay. I'm okay.
Right.
I'm completely okay. And people with MS have all different levels of,
Yes.
some people can't walk. Some people, have a cane or whatever, but it's fine. You can get through it. It's going to be okay. I was terrified when I found
Of
out.
course.
I thought, well, next week I'll be in a wheelchair. And anyway, it's just to be able to tell people about it was wonderful.
Well, and again, first off, you look great, and
Oh, thanks.
obviously, I'm hoping that your health is well.
Yes, it really is. It
Great,
really is,
right?
yeah.
And I think what you have shown is people like your boss who didn't know enough about it and was coming, I think, from a place of ignorance when it comes to that. You've been showing the world that I am this successful woman who continues to be a success, who continues to contribute. This is not holding me down. And a lot of people, I think, need to know that and to hear that.
Yay! I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
It's been wonderful. You don't want anyone to have MS, but it gave me an opportunity to meet other women with MS. And I remember standing at a brunch at this woman's house, and all the women had MS. It was part of the MS Society. And I'm talking to these women who are amazing, who run marathons and climb mountains and are every walk of life. And I'm like, this is where I belong. I'm with these women, and they're amazing. These women are amazing women. So it was a good thing.
Well, I admire anyone who takes their personal challenges and takes them forward to help others so that they can get through their challenges as well. And you certainly, Lori, are somebody who has done that over and over again.
You're nice.
So I'm speaking truth.
Thank you. It was nice.
So, and it's a great privilege to have you here today. I'm so glad that you were with me and part of this today.
Well, I got to tell you, just being with you, I have that cheese face, where you just can't stop smiling. Seriously, you're a joyful person. You really
that's
are.
very nice of you to say, and I thank you very, very much. And you brought me a little duck, and I'm going to be hopping it all over the studio as soon as we get finished.
Well, good. It's just to remind you that spring is coming.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Continued success.
I appreciate it. Right back at you.
Continued success. And hey, thanks to all of you for being a part of the show today. We're so glad. If you are watching us on YouTube, do me a favor and push the button and subscribe. We're working to really push those subscriptions, so we're hoping that you can help us out. And if you're not following us on social media, be sure you do. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Kerrigan & Company. To find out who will keep me company and be my co-host on the next episode, be sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Kerrigan & Company is recorded at the Big Night Studios at the TD Garden in Boston. You can view the podcast on YouTube and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure you tell a friend. The executive producer of Kerrigan & Company is David Thompson, and our social media managers are Grace Kerrigan, Colby Thompson, and Riley Thompson. See you next time.